Hello everyone. Welcome to your daily dose of awesome, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 o'clock Pacific. Today, you guys, we're talking about, are your feelings and emotions holding you back, or are they helping you break through to the next level? Plus, I'm going to share 3 tips with you on how to gain more control of your emotions so that you can become mentally strong. So, my name is Becky Graff, and I'm a mentor here inside the Elite Marketing Pro community. And I'd like to welcome you to today's Daily Dose of Awesome, your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education to get you going in your day. So as you're hopping on, drop me your name, where it is you're coming in from, and I'd love to give you a shout out. So as we're building, Bart, thanks for hopping on. Cleveland, Ohio, in the house. Tim, thanks for hopping on. Sadaf, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So you guys, Tracy, thanks for hopping on, dear. Great to see you here. So when we build our business online, or any type of business, we really have a lot of emotions that come our way, right? I mean, we are hit with all sorts of different things. So as you're coming on, drop me your name, where did you coming in from, and drop in the comments, what are some emotions that you feel when you're building your business? Craig from Toronto hopping on. We've got Angel from Alaska. Thanks for hopping on, you guys. So what are some of the emotions that we deal with when building our business? We're going to talk about this today because emotions are a very strong motivator or demotivator for us in our business, depending on how we're utilizing them. Lara Stankamus, thanks for coming in. Mark Dunlop from Hamilton, Ontario. Got some Canadian people in the house. Love it, you guys. So frustration, one of the things that's coming in. Lindsay from Chicago. So frustration is a big emotion that we feel a lot in our business when things are not moving as quickly as we'd like them to, or we're stuck, right? Excitement's another one. That's another great one. Thanks for putting those in there. Appreciate it. And keep them coming, you guys. What are the emotions and the feelings that we experience when we're building our business? Because the way that we feel about things and how we interact with people are usually driven by emotions, yes? If you agree with that, drop me a 1 in the comments. If you've ever reacted to a situation or acted in a certain manner in a situation, either positively or negatively because of something that you're feeling, drop me a 1 in the comments, okay? Because that's something that really is a big driver in our businesses. So I got Richard and Joanna, thanks for hopping on. Craig Douglas says all of them, nice. Overwhelm, another big one, you guys, another one. So let me ask you this. If you've ever had a conversation with somebody and you were in a great mood and they were maybe not so much in a great mood, what happens to yours? It kind of sucks the life right out of it, right? I mean, it's just really hard to necessarily steel yourself for dealing with somebody else's emotion, right? It really affects you in a big way. So we've got Bart, if building an MLM business is this much of a pain in the butt for me, what's it going to be like for, let's see, for my new recruits? Absolutely, Bart. That is a big feeling, a feeling of how can I make this, better and easier for my new recruits coming on. Absolutely. So I got a ton of 1s coming here. Chuck, Craig, Mark, lots and lots of 1s. Love it. Floyd, Tim, Sharon, thanks for hopping on. So here's the other question I have for you. So we have all these emotions. Now, do we feel only one emotion? Do we feel one emotion at a time, or do we feel multiple emotions at a time? If you think it's just one, drop me a 2. If you think that it's multiple, drop me a 3 in the comments. I'm curious about how you feel about this, okay? Because a lot of times you're just like, I'm mad, or I'm frustrated, or I'm, put out. See, Mark says, oh, pyramid scheme tears me down. Yeah, it can definitely be that, right? So 3. So Lara, you think that we have multiple. Tim says multiple. Awesome, you guys. So yes, we have multiple emotions that we feel at once. Usually where we get hit with the most, the first one that we feel, right, is like the anger, the frustration, the mad, the sad. But if we can take a step back and think about it for a minute, there are actually additional emotions that we are feeling in that moment. Mark, 3, awesome. So right now, do me a favor, drop in the comments, what 3 emotions, give me 3 emotions that you are currently feeling right now in this moment. As you're on this Facebook Live with me, drop what 3 emotions you're feeling, okay? And I'm gonna tie this into something that was a really big aha for me last week that I wanted to share with you guys today. So Richard and Jenny, you feel like you feel 1 at a time. Angel says 3 with 1 strong one. Absolutely, that is true. Okay, we have environmental factors all around us where we can feel happy in the moment, but maybe you were happy with a little bit of excitement, or maybe you were frustrated, but we're still excited. Okay, we can also have additional emotions at the same time, but typically there's a predominant one. Okay, Tracy says overwhelmed. Yes, that's a big one in business, feeling overwhelmed. So here's the thing, you guys, this was a huge aha for me. A lot of times in our business, right, we get all these emotions and they either bog us down or they get us moving forward. So Tim says that he's feeling nervous, excited, and proud. Awesome. Glenna, invisible. Oh, that's a hard one, especially when you're building your business online, right? You want people to see you and hear you, get your message out there for sure. Laura says anxiety, overwhelmed, but excited. Absolutely. Mark says frustration, loss, and bewilderment. Those are hard ones to deal with, you guys. So, and this is what I wanted to share with you. In my business and in moving forward, I have a huge and have had a huge fear of public speaking. Facebook Lives for me were like ice in my veins, like scary, okay? And I remember many times like psyching out about it. Like I've got to do this Facebook Live, I've got to do these things. And I was just so scared inside, and I had all of these thoughts running through my head of, can I do this? Am I gonna sound stupid? Am I gonna have all of these things going on, right? And it was actually an aha moment for me because I was spending so much time worried about doing the presentation, doing the Facebook Live, reaching out and doing these things that it didn't click in my mind that I have other emotions, right? Richard that says blessed, happy, and hopeful. Fantastic, okay? So when you have multiple emotions, maybe you feel one predominantly, but you have the option, you have choice in which one you're gonna focus on. When that clicked in my brain, like, I can choose. I don't have to choose to be scared. I don't have to choose to be frustrated. Maybe I am frustrated, maybe I am scared, but maybe I'm excited. What might happen, do you think, that if we in our businesses were able to label how we were feeling and pick what emotion we wanted to focus on? What might that do for us? See, Martin says, excited, nervous, love, reaching out. Angel Ray says, determined, fear, and lost, okay? All of these emotions, okay? So if you are feeling these emotions, and if you could pick one to focus on, like for me, being nervous, it was wasted energy. It wasn't moving me forward, it was keeping me stuck in my business. But when I switched to the feeling of excitement and honor and purpose, it completely did a 180 for me. I'd heard so many times, it's not about you, it's about them, right? And I knew that and I believed it within my soul, but I was not able to connect the dots in my brain that I was not being controlled by the emotions that I was feeling, that I wasn't gonna just, okay, I'm so nervous and I'm just not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about being nervous because it's just not there. Okay, suppression is not healthy nor helpful. Acknowledging the fact that, you know what, I am nervous. I am, having fear, okay? I am feeling these things, but I also feel excited. I also connect with my purpose, and I choose to focus on that. Mark says, being at choice and managing my context. Yes, very powerful. Absolutely. We have choice in how we want to focus our energy. And if we're focusing on the emotions that are keeping us stuck, we're gonna stay stuck, right? If this is making sense to you, drop me a 4 in the comments, okay? If this is resonating with you, drop me a 4 in the comments. It says, changes everything for you and everyone around you. Absolutely, because the way that you handle yourself and the emotions that you put off and others put off, right? We all interact together, right? And again, it's the scenario of if you're talking to somebody who's had a crappy day and you're on a high, it kind of brings you down a little bit. And the same is true on the flip side, that if you are feeling a little bit, low, and you talk to somebody who's on a high, then it brings you up a little bit, okay? It's those contacts and managing emotions. And when we actually realize and understand what it is that we're feeling and acknowledge them, not suppress them and say, oh, I'm not feeling these things, but acknowledge and say, yeah, I am feeling scared. I am feeling sad. I am feeling overwhelmed, okay? Let's see. Terry asks, do you think that mindset is more important than marketing tactics? To that, Terry, I believe that they work in tandem, right? The most expensive space of real estate is what's in between your ears, because what you think and you believe and the emotions that you have really drive you, right? It affects how effective you are in your tactics and moving forward through that. So Richard says, I may feel this way, but know where I'm heading. Absolutely, having clarity, that's super important. Connie says, I can't define my my business because I can't connect the points in my brain. I have No self-esteem anymore. Connie, that would be something that I would love to reach out and have a conversation about on things that you might be able to do to bring those things up, because feeling lost and overwhelmed and those kinds of things typically is because we haven't simplified things down enough to really connect the dots. So it's, I'm going to give you guys 3 tips, okay, to how you might be able to really utilize what I'm saying as far as focusing in on your emotions to get more, well, to get mentally stronger, right? Because we're hit with all sorts of things. Emotions happen. We feel them all the time. Debbie, thanks for hopping on. Okay, so tip number 1, you guys, is you need to be able to label what you're feeling. An exercise that we've been given by one of our mentors here inside the Elite Marketing Pro is with the mentors is to start labeling emotions. Okay. We have so many emotions going on at any given time. It's really hard to know what we're feeling if we don't know what those words are. So I'd encourage you and give you a challenge to actually look up positive and negative feeling words and start to really kind of incorporate them within your day, how you're feeling. Are you feeling mad, or are you feeling maybe frustrated, and you're feeling like embarrassed, okay? A lot of times when we feel embarrassed, or those things, we put off anger as our first primary emotion. So really get in tune with yourself, what's going on. So tip number 1 is to label what it is that you're actually feeling, okay? Because you can't change and you can't focus on a different emotion if you don't know what it is that you're feeling. Tip number 2 is to reframe your thoughts, okay? A lot of times we go into things, we're just like, oh, this is such a waste of time. I don't want to do this, right? Instead of looking at it from that light, saying this is a waste of time, I don't want to do this, isn't going to be serving me any purpose, reframe that to, I'm super excited to be able to get this over with so that I can then move on, right? If you're doing ads, okay, getting your likes campaign going, getting your fan page up and running and getting 100 likes so that you can start running traffic to it, okay? All of those things, learning the copy. A lot of times some of these skill sets to us are like mind-blowing and they're super frustrating, but they have a purpose, and that purpose is to get you further along in your business. So if you're struggling with that, kind of reframe what it is that you're thinking. And then if you find yourself really dwelling on a negative spot, get up. Walk away from what you're doing, get some physical exercise, go up and down the stairs, walk around the block, okay? Just step outside on the patio, wherever it is, just take a moment to separate yourself from what you're doing to kind of reset the frame in your mind of what it is that you're doing. And tip number 3 is to engage in a mood booster. So a lot of times we find ourselves in a bad mood, okay? We're feeling frustrated and overwhelmed, nothing's working, right? All of these things are coming crashing down. And so we need to get to a place where we can pull ourselves out of that, okay? And if we recognize that, okay, I feel this way, acknowledge it, okay? Not pretending that I don't feel this way, I feel this way. What can I do now to get past it? Maybe it's listening to some music. Maybe it's calling up one of your great friends who you can talk about something other than, the dumping of emotions that we have right now, something constructive. Maybe it is doing some exercise. Meditation, okay? Some of those things are great mood interrupters to get your brain going in a different place so that you are not just stuck in that negative place. So it says here, Richard says, yes, you need to change that mindset. 3 deep breaths, absolutely great, you guys. So here's the thing. When we have the ability to label our emotions, okay, and we're in tune with what we are feeling and acknowledge it, and we have the ability to choose, we quite simply are a force to be reckoned with, and we can do anything we put our mind to. Okay, that mental toughness of being able to be like, this sucks right now, but I choose to connect with my purpose, okay? Feeling those emotions, those positive emotions will move you forward and keep you moving forward. And the more you practice doing this, the easier it's going to become. And you're going to have a lot more positives, right? So I'd like to give you a challenge, actually. If you would love, I would love to hear, and we would love to hear from you inside the community, how this works for you. Moving forward, if you do decide to, figure out and be more intentional with figuring out how you're feeling and then making the decision to focus on a different emotion, we would love to hear from you. So I'd like to give you a challenge this week through the remainder of the week to do that exercise. Stop every so often and take stock of how you're feeling. And depending on how you're feeling, which emotion that you are going to decide to focus on and what that does for you in that day. Working in your business, maybe, drop us in the comments. We'd love to hear how that works for you. And so that we can support you in that. See, Mark says, got to remember my landmark training. Absolutely. There's a lot of things that are out there that have helped us with our mindset moving forward, and it really is a core thing to focus in on what you're feeling and which one you want to focus on. So if you've got value from this, drop a hashtag value in the comments, comment, like, and share. Get back to the person who shared this with you if it was a video that was shared with you. And you can join us here again every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 o'clock Pacific for your daily dose of awesome, okay? And we appreciate you being on here, and I'm very, very honored to have been able to share with you today's daily dose of awesome, and we will see you next time. Bye.